All right, please proceed, Mr. Rainier. Gregory, do you remember the day that Cheddar Black was killed? Yes. What were you doing that day? We were chilling by the wing shack. And tell me again where the wing shack is? The wing shack on Desire by the Florida Project. And who was at the wing shack? Me, Breezy, Merle, Evans, Leroy, Pound. It was all us, except for the dudes off 3rd and G. And what were y'all doing out there that day? That's where we'd be hanging at. And did you see Slugger that day? Yeah, Slugger pulled up on the corner, was talking to a dude first, and we seen him, and like we knew something was up because we don't never supposed to see each other unless it's gonna go down. And he pulled off though, and we were like, man, something gonna go down. That dude gonna send them dudes around here. Then the police passed. Okay, well, what did you do? What, when the police passed? Uh-huh. When the police passed, I ran and went, put the gun up first. Well, what gun did you have? The 223, the Caltech 223 Breezy gun. And how long had you had Breezy's gun? I had it already. You know, when I seen Slugger, I had went and got it. And where did you get the gun from? Out the alley. How far is the alley from the wing shack? It ain't that far. It'd just be right behind the wing shack. So after you saw the police, you put the gun back. What happened next? Well, when I put the gun back and I came back out front, the police were like, y'all hang around here, huh? And we were like, we about to go. So the police pulled off. When the police pulled off, like not 2 minutes later, the dude Gutter, he was driving. Gutter, Co, and Bo, they pulled up. And when they pulled up, you know, I'm shocked because I don't know, like, I know something about to go down, but I can't say. Watch out, because, you know, I'm scared right now. So I took out running. They started shooting. When they start shooting, all of us was on the porch. There were like 10 of us on the porch or something. How many shots did you hear? It was a lot of shots. Did you see them shooting? Well, I took off before they start shooting. I am going to show you a picture again of Slugger's group. This is from Exhibit 382. You said you saw Gutter? Yeah. Did you see Co? Yeah. Is that a picture of Bo? No, that's Donald Daniels. That's Donald Daniels? Yeah. Okay, but you saw Gutter and Co, correct? Yeah. All right. When the shooting stopped, what did you do? When the shooting stopped, I came back up with the gun, but they already was pulled off. Cheddar was laying there dead, and Derek, Gucci Man, he was laying there dead too. Like, I knew they was dead because they wasn't moving and all of that. You know, them boys crying. How many people were out there at this point? It's, well, I can say it was probably like 12 of us or something like that. Okay, and how were people reacting? Like, they was crying because, you know, Cheddar got killed and all of that. Like, you know, we were mad behind the situation. What happened next? So I tell Breezy and them, I'm like, man, them dudes ain't far. We could jump in the car and go catch them. So Merle told me his gun jammed up. He had an XD40, so I unjammed his gun, and he was like, I'm like, come on, we about to go catch them boys. And he was like, what car are we gonna go in? I'm like, we gonna go in your car. So we went in his Audi Q7. We jumped in there. I told him turn the corner right there on Gallier, and I think that's Lost Street. They had an AK-47 sitting in the grass already, just in case, like, you know, if we ever was to if somebody was to come like shooting like that and they trying to run you down, you could run that way to try to save yourself and grab the gun out the grass and shoot back. So we pulled up right there and I got the gun. I got the AK out the grass. When I got the AK out the grass, we go up the street. I think we go up the street. We pass up, we get to like Louisa Street now. It turned to Louisa Street. And we coming up the street and they passed like leaving out the they leaving out the Desire Project. All right, do you have a pen up there? You can even use your finger. You can draw kind of which way you were coming. All right, speak into the microphone. This the Florida Avenue right here. So we come up this street right here. We come up this street right here. I don't know what street is the project, but I think it's Higgins Boulevard or something. It's right by the the park. Like the park the park sitting right there. They come out that street. They come out this street right here. And when they come out that street right there, they pass us up. When they pass us up, we made the left and we come up a street right here to get to Cluett Street. And the dudes, Co and Bo, they jumped out with guns to go stash it, but Gutter was still in the car. So I told Merle, I'm like, man, listen, just pull over. I want to go run them dudes down. I'm like, pull over. I want to run the dudes down who just got out the car and y'all kill the dude who was in the car. So that was the plan. When I jumped out the car, Merle and Breezy started shooting first. So when I'm about to run past, Merle shot me in my arm on mistake because, he never did that before. So when he shot me on mistake, now the gun that I got, it got like 70 rounds in there and I can't really hold it too long. So instead of running behind them dudes, I just shot the dude who was in the car. The driver, I just shot him up with my bullets, like until I know that he was dead. I shot him up and then jumped in the car. When I jumped in the car, we knew that the dude was dead, but Co and Bo got away. They dropped their guns and ran. So I am telling Merle, like, I'm hit. I'm like, man, I got to go to the hospital. So he like, all right, we're going to stash the guns. So we went and stashed the guns. And Merle like, man, look, I'm going to go back on the scene by Cheddar and Breezy. You bring him to the hospital. So Breezy brought me to the hospital. When I get to the hospital, Breezy just dropped me off and left. So the police asked me, like, man, where you got shot at? So I'm like, man, I got shot by the wing shack because if I tell them somewhere else and they ain't have no shooting there, then it look like I'm lying. I know I just killed Gutter, so I'm not about to say no other place. I need an alibi to say, where I got shot at. So I got shot. I told them I got shot by the wing shack. So they like, all right. And how long were you at the hospital? I wasn't at the hospital long because it was an in and out wound in my arm. And when I'm about to leave out, the investigator's right there to come get me. And did they take you somewhere? Did they interview you at the hospital? They interviewed me at the hospital, but they took me to the headquarters. And how long were you at headquarters? Some hours, because that happened during the daytime. By the time I got out there, it was nighttime. And how did you leave the police station? Did you get a ride? Yeah, I called my friends and told them, like, come get me, son. I'm at the police. I'm at the headquarters. Come get me. And they let me go. Who came and picked you up? It was a bunch of them in a car. I forgot really who all came and picked me up, to tell you the truth. All right, where did they take you? We went by Merle Mama House. And what is Merle's mom's name? Miss Pat. And who was at Miss Pat's house? Merle was at Miss Pat's house. Evans and them was at Miss Pat's house. It was a few of them. A few of them was there. And what were people talking about? What was the mood like? When I got there, I went straight by Merle because I ain't have no shoes. The police had took my shoes. I had some hospital papers. So like some paper slippers on. So I went and got some shoes. And I'm talking to Merle. He was like, he made a mistake and shot me and stuff like that. And I'm asking him where Breezy and them at. He like, Breezy and them, they riding. They trying to look for Slugger to kill him. So I'm like, man, come on, let's go. I still can shoot. I'm like, it's just my arm. I just can't like move. I can't swing the gun, but I can just hold it and shoot somebody. So I'm like, come on, man, let's go meet up with them or get in the car with them. Because Breezy and Derek in the car, and Derek ain't no shooter like that. And he had Baby in the car, and Baby really ain't no shooter either. So I was like, man, I'll go ride with them. I just don't want them dudes to get caught up bad. And so who did you leave with? Me and Merle. And where did y'all go? We went to the east. And what were y'all looking for in the east? We basically was looking for Slugger. We were looking for Slugger, but I am trying to get in the car. I was trying to get in the car where the gun's at. Me and Merle didn't have no guns. Were you able to find any guns? No, Breezy and them riding with the guns. Breezy had them. They 2 cars deep. They riding with the guns. Breezy, Leroy, Nal, they in 1 car. And Baby, Pooney, Derek, and Trap, he in another car. At any point did you get information that they had found Slugger? Well, when I kept on asking them where they're going at and all of that, and when we make it there, they're going to another exit. And when we get off of Louisa, like we heard gunshots and stuff like that. When we heard the gunshots, the lights went off on Almanaster, like all of the lights went off. So when all the lights went off, we just passing by. And Rat called me and he was like, man, where you at, man? I'm like, man, I'm downtown. Where you at? And he said, I'm by where you get that perp from. And the perp is weed. I'm going to meet the dude by day and night on Almanaster. He like, come get me. I'm like, where Pooney and them out? He said, all of them dead. So I'm thinking Pooney, Derek, and Baby dead because Rat was in the car with them. And the car, I think it crashed and went in a house. So I'm like, man, this is McCoy Walker telling you this? Yes. Okay, so did you go pick up McCoy? Yeah, I went and picked him up by day and night, me and Merle. And where did y'all take McCoy? We took him uptown by his girlfriend. And then what did you and Merle do? We went back downtown. Were you able to find out the truth about who was actually dead? Yeah, later on that day, we found out that it was just Baby the driver. He got killed. And Derek and Pooney, they must have was knocked out in the car. But Derek went to jail because my gun was in the car. They had my gun in my name and it was in the car. And they left the gun in the car. So Derek had a probation violation for that because he ain't want to tell what happened or whatever like that. Would you, and I don't expect you to have the serial number memorized, but would you recognize a gun if it looked like your AK-47? Yeah, my AK-47, it's like a normal gun. I mean, it wasn't no special gun or nothing, but it was an AK-47. Yeah, I'll know because it's an AK. All right, I'm going to show you what's previously been admitted as Exhibit 155. Objection, Your Honor. He said he couldn't identify the AK-47 by any special features. Overruled. What number is this? 155 previously admitted. Does this look like your AK-47? Yeah, it is, because the two clips, that's how we be having them. We have two clips, so when we run out, like if I hit a with the 30, that's in one round. I want to flip the clip and be ready for the next one. So there's something that binds two clips with the gun together? Yeah, you buy it from the gun show. What did y'all do for Cheddar Black and G-Strip Baby's funerals? we got together we got together, like, for a baby funeral. We had on all white. We made sure, like, everybody have on all white, because baby, like, he was an innocent person, even though he sold drugs. Like, he was a good dude. But for Cheddar was like a gangster. He gonna ride whatever. He just like all of us. Like, he'll kill. So we had on all black for him, because, that's the lifestyle that he lived, and we wasn't really, like, tripping. Were Cheddar Black and Merle Offray related? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to show you what has previously been admitted as Exhibit 33. Can you see who is in this photo? Yeah. All right, who is in the middle? That's me in the middle. What does your shirt say? Happy birthday, G-Strip baby, Gallier and Urquhart. Do you know who this person is? Yeah, that's Walter. Do you know what his shirt says? Rest in peace, G-Strip baby. And do you know who this is? Yeah. Who is that? That's Juggy. Who is that? That's Baby. Do you know what this is? Yeah, that was for Merle's party. The ice sculpture with money and that say Florida? Yeah. Who is that? That's Leroy. Who is that? That's Elo. Who is that? That's Phil. Who is that? Breezy. And who is this? That's me. What's on your shirt here? Rest in peace, Cheddar. And who is this again? Elo. What are these photos from? That was for the DJ for... That's the DJ for Baby when Baby got killed. That's his repast. Like, we going to celebrate for him in front of Breezy Grandma, in front of Breezy Mama house on the strip. Do you know who this person is? Yeah, that's Dave. Who is that? That's Poonie. That's Curtis Neville? Yes. Who is that? That's Nellie. Who is that? That's me. And who is that? That's Breezy. Same question. Who is that in the hat? That's Poonie, Curtis Neville. Who is this? That's Evans. Do you know who this is? I really can't see. Okay, do you know who this is? That's Breezy. Do you know who is on this cardboard cutout? Yeah, that's Baby. Do you know who this is? That's Soul. Do you know who this is? That's Willie Bill. This person? That's Sean. And who is that? That's White Boy Dave. He a dopehead. That's the one who bought my gun for me. Which gun did he buy for you? My Carbon 15 from Donovan Gun Store. Are all these photos still from the G-Strip? Yeah. And where is this a photo from? I don't know. I ain't go that far. I think somebody had sent that to me. Okay, you mentioned previously the Ride or Die gang. Why was there a problem between you, the 39ers, G-Strip, and the Ride or Die gang? How did that start? Well, Dave was in my car while I was at school. I was at Douglas, and they went to the $2 store, right there on Franklin by the Burger King, and the dude shot up my car for nothing. And Dave told me what happened. So I was like, I was mad at the situation because I didn't really know like what them dudes done that for. So I was like, man, don't trip. I got them. I'm going to catch one of them. And how did you figure out it was the Ride or Die gang? Because that's the only group that be right there. And why Franklin by the Burger King? That's the 8th ward? Yeah, that's the 8th ward. Well, I want to turn your attention to May 11th of 2010. Was there a time that you and Ashton Price killed somebody in the 8th ward? Yeah, one of the ROD, dude. Can you describe to the jury how that came about? Well, at first, Evans had got shot too by the Sports View, and it was behind that too, because I was telling them dudes, I was telling them like, man, don't come outside because I won't walk behind y'all shooting my car up. And we ain't well, it was just a shootout. I didn't shoot, but it was a lot of shooting going on. But Evans got hit, I guess on mistake. So when we finally got the chance to catch the dudes, like we got word that they by the store again. So I told Pound, come on. We was in my Taurus. We call it the homicide. The blue Taurus because it's a police car. Like the police ain't gonna pull that car over because they think we the police. So we had the 2223. It's a Caltech 223 and carbon 15. And whose gun was whose? The carbon 15, that's my gun that white boy Dave bought from Donovan. And the Caltech 223, that breezy gun. So I told them we went and rolled. When we got on Franklin, we stalking them. We keep on riding like we the police to try to catch them. So when the dude walking off with the girl, he walked off with the girl on the side street. And when he walked on the side street by the porch, he's sitting on the porch and the girl, like when I passed, he don't want to look at the car because he thinking we the police and the girl went inside. When the girl went inside, I turned the corner and I pulled over and I'm like, come on, we about to get that boy. When we run around the corner, he was just sitting there and we run down on him with the 223, me and Pound, and we shot him up until he was dead. And when we shot him up until he was dead, we just ran off the scene and jumped back in the car and pulled off and went downtown like nothing happened.